Hello. Today we're going to talk about domestic violence. Um, the main thing, women get so messed up in the head, mentally, physically, verbally, all those abuses that could destroy a woman. The thing is, women don't feel strong enough to leave an abusive relationship. Some don't because they make so many excuses like not having enough money, not having enough support. Um, they don't want to be alone, the kids, things like that. But the thing is, domestic violence is the worst thing that you can go through, okay? Because it demoralizes you, it gives you low self esteem. Um, Put it this way, it could cause health issues in the future and everything else. The thing is, you can develop OCD because you want to keep control of everything in your life because you couldn't control the beatings that your man was giving you or the emotional abuse you got from your parents or the physical abuse that you got from relatives. It doesn't mean in a marriage. It could be anywhere. There's child abuse, there's sexual abuse, there's physical abuse, emotional, mental, like I said before. But people don't see this. Even animals go through abuse. I've rescued so many animals in my lifetime that have been abused and everything else. And now when my clients come here to get counseling and everything else on domestic violence or anything what's going on in their lives. My cats can sense it, okay? And the thing is, animals are so loyal and they're loving and they're caring and everything else. But the thing is, people abuse these animals just like people abuse other people. I just want to tell you, you know, it's that poverty-minded spirit that brings abuse into the family. Okay? Domestic violence is almost like a paranormal activity. Okay? It keeps on going and going and going. The chain never breaks unless you break it. And even when that person is not there abusing you anymore, that they died or they left or they took off or in prison or anything, they're still abusing you because you let them control you in your mind, your body, and your soul. And that control is going to keep on, keep on, keep on. Even I've seen kids that grown up into adults still verbally and mentally abuse their parents. I've seen, and especially manipulation. I know a mother that loves her children so much. They've been out in and out of jail, everything, and they still manipulate her. But she'll never put a stop to it because the thing is that she blames herself, the circumstances of what they went through in their life. So she's trying to make up for the past. It doesn't go that way. The main thing in everything in people's life dealing with domestic violence and abuse and all kinds of mental abuse and everything else is that you need to focus on moving on, making your life better. When you have that poverty-minded spirit, you're going to have to realize that you're going to look at it like There's no improvement. There's no nothing. And that's the main thing. And the thing is, you have to realize also is that you can improve many things in your life, but you need to heal inside first. If you don't heal inside first and everything, people are going to manipulate you, judge you physically, emotionally, and mentally. They're going to abuse you. Especially children. There's many children in Louisiana that lost their lives, and in Texas that lost their lives because of abuse, because of sexual abuse, physical abuse, and everything. And they let these sex offenders come out of jail. A drug dealer will stay in jail for 10 to 20 years. And then half of these sex offenders get out on probation and kill again. Especially husbands and wives that do domestic violence. My son's father only stood in jail for 5 days after he beat me so bad you couldn't even recognize my face. 5 days. That's it. So you're saying, well, hey, the law can't change everything. I understand that. But the thing is, it's just giving them another ticket to say, hey, you can beat up any other woman you want. And you know what's funny? These men take everything for granted. They're not men if they beat on women or children or animals. You are nothing. You're just a cruelty in what the devil has created you as. And half of these men that beat their women have been sexually abused or abused themselves. So remember, it's before you get into relationships, before you can start your own life and have children, realize where you come from. If you came from a dysfunctional family, abusive family, you need to break that chain before you even start another chain. And you have to realize that these women out here feel like they're in a corner, they're in a cocoon, and they can't get out. Sweeties, you can get out. You can move on. If I moved on with nothing in my pocket and achieved more things than I achieved when things were happening to me. And someone said to me, I'm not strong enough. I don't have the strength. Sweetie, you have the strength. You got the backbone. Do it for your kids, if you have kids. Do it for you. You need to walk out of there. You need to start new things. Because in the long run, when he gets bored with you, he's going to go towards your daughter, your son, or something that you love. And you have to realize that chain has not been busted. Because the thing is, if your daughter sees you abused, she will accept it. And when a man comes into her life, she's going to accept the abuse, the control. When she can achieve independence, go to school, and everything else. How many of you are in an abusive relationship right now and have not achieved anything? Have just sat there, got abused, have a baby after baby, and work for love? How many of you? How many of you in the whole world been through all this? Some stay in marriages for 40 years and be abused and physically abused. Some relationships, when the person is sickly, ill, and everything, the other half just lets that person die. Don't care. Don't call an ambulance. No nothing. Don't give a shit about that person. Excuse my language. They move on. They don't care. Shoot. There's people out there that abuse their mates, kill them, and everything else. Don't even go to jail and get married 6 months later. Elderly abuse. There's so many abuses in this world. But the thing is, I'm talking about physical abuse, domestic violence, and everything, and have a poverty-minded spirit. Poverty-minded spirit is living in your own little controlled environment. It's saying, well, I can't afford this. I can't move on. I can't do this. I can't do that. I blame this one. I blame that one and everything. You can't blame anybody. The thing is, if you want to get out of the situation, you need to get out before the person kills you. I live a simple life. This is a simple video, and I'm just advising you. There's people out there, there's women out there that feel that they don't have the help, that they can't get the help. If women like me, and there's many of us, can help a person that's been through domestic violence and wants to 100% move on and not go back into the relationship, fine, you have our support. But the thing is, if you're going to do the yo-yo effect, then we can't help you. Indecisiveness won't get you anywhere. Common sense will. But indecisiveness, not knowing what you want, having a man control your money and everything else, and you're working and you're busting your butt, sweetie, that's not love. Or when you're constantly buying your man all kinds of stuff and he's spending his money on something else or someone else and everything else, and you're just buying his stuff for love. Doesn't go like that. You work together, not against each other. You're 100% 50-50. But you need to realize you deserve more. You're a beautiful person and God loves you. You have a good day.